El Filibusterismo, also known as the Subversive, is the second novel by Jose Rizal, national hero of the Philippines. Like its predecessor, the better-known No Limitang Here, El Fili was written in Castilian while Rizal was traveling and studying in Europe. It was published in Gent in 1891 and later translated into English, German, French, Japanese, Tagalog, Ilonggo, and other languages. A nationalist novel by an author who has been called the first Filipino. Its nature as a social document of the late 19th century Philippines is often emphasized. Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonzo Yolanda, also known as Jose Rizal, was born in June 19, 1861 and died in December 30, 1896. Was a Filipino nationalist, writer, and polymath active at the end of the Spanish colonial period of the Philippines. He is considered a national hero or pambansang bayani of the Philippines. An ophthalmologist by profession, Rizal became a writer and a key member of the Filipino propaganda movement, which advocated political reforms for the colony under Spain.
Rizal intended to expose the iniquities and corruption in Spanish colonial rule by exposing the exploitation, abuse, and lack of chances for Filipinos. To awake the Filipino people to the need for change, Rizal wished to encourage them to fight for their rights and independence from Spain. To encourage for reform and peaceful revolution, although Rizal was critical of Spanish colonization, he believed for a slow and peaceful approach to change. He emphasized the value of unity and collaboration in attaining those goals. Rizal wrote El Filibusterismo as Spain's colonial power was weakening. 19th century challenges, from revolts in Americas to liberal movements and economic pressures, eroded Spain's control, fueling Filipino independence movements. Rizal witnessed this decline, documenting Spain's inability to both reform and maintain its repressive rule in the Philippines.
The historical time periods of El Filibusterismo is Spanish colonization. While the concept developed or revealed in this time is abuse, slavery, religious influence, and social hierarchy. The chosen character in El Filibusterismo is Simon. Simon is a wealthy jewelry who secretly plots to incite a revolution against the Spanish government. He manipulates influential people in society to advance his revolutionary plans. Simon is actually Crisostomo Ibarra in disguise, who has returned to seek revenge for the injustice he suffered in Noli Me Tangere. He says, "What I need are compliance, not friends," revealing his pragmatic and vengeful nature.
El Filibusterismo, major events in the first part. Problem, conflict. The novel begins with a steamboat journey on the Pasig River, introducing various characters and revealing the social inequalities in the Philippines under Spanish rule. Simon, the protagonist, is revealed to be a wealthy jeweler, secretly plotting a revolution to overthrow the government. Simon uses his influence to manipulate corrupt officials and incite the oppressed to join his cause. The conflict is set as Simon's desire for vengeance and social change clashes with the existing oppressive system. Major events in the middle part. Crisis, climax. Simone devises a plan to use a lamp filled with explosives during a gathering of high-ranking officials, intending to wipe out the elite and spark a revolution. The tension builds as his plans are almost executed, but one of his allies, Basilio, decides to intervene and stops the explosion, fearing the loss of innocent lives. Simon's plan begins to unravel as betrayal and mistrust among his allies lead to setbacks. The climax peaks when Simon's revolution fails to materialize as expected, leaving him vulnerable to capture. Major events in the last part. Resolution, solution. After his plans fail, Simon flees and takes refuge with Father Florentino, a priest who provides him with both shelter and moral reflection. Simon reveals his true identity as Crisostomo Ibarra and confesses his intentions and failures. Overwhelmed by guilt and despair, Simon drinks poison and dies. Father Florentino throws Simon's treasure into the sea, symbolizing the rejection of materialism and vengeance as tools for achieving justice and freedom.
The Bougainvillea by Maria Elena L. Palma is a short story that explores the themes of superstition, rumor, and consequences for the unchecked beliefs in a Filipino community. The story is told from the perspective of a young girl who lives in the neighborhood where a large bougainvillea tree holds a special significance. The bougainvillea tree is more than just a beautiful plant. It is a source for the pride of the narrator's family and a focal point to the neighborhood. However, the tree is also shrouded in superstition beliefs. The community believes that the bougainvillea tree is a home to Dili Ingon Ato, or in English, not like us, a spirit that roam the streets at noon. These beliefs lead to the culture of fear and respect for the unseen.
Background of the author: Maria Elena L. Palma is a writer and teacher from Philippines. She focuses on stories about Filipino life, culture, and relationships. Book origin: the story Bougainvillea is a work of Filipino literature that reflects Filipino experiences and values. Where it was published: the short story The Bougainvillea was published in December 2015 in Carayan, Volume 1, Number 1, a literary journal of Xavier University in Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines.